Part 2, Day 2, at Chickasaw National Recreation Area. In Part 1, I talked about things like living in the moment, letting people love you. But I have one more piece of advice for you. Sometimes when we get hurt in life, we end up closing our heart off to the rest of the world. It's like we decide it hurts too much to love. It hurts too much to open myself up to accept and receive love. But I need you to know this one thing. The most beautiful and incredible thing that you're ever going to experience in this life is true love. Don't let your past hurts hold you back from experiencing the power of love in your life. Have you ever heard that song, I Hope You Dance? Sometimes life does hurt you, but don't let anything ever keep you from experiencing life at its fullest. Don't ever shut yourself off. Choose to let life live in you to its fullest. And I promise you that the goodness that life will bring you will far surpass any hurtful things that you experience. Well, there you go. Those were some of the thoughts that I dwelled on during this last trip. It was a very serene and an amazing moment to just sit back and really go through and think through some really good things. Now that I've given you a small peek inside my brain, let's get back to the adventure. After we finished exploring and hiking, we decided that we would go take a peek around the little town of Sulphur, Oklahoma. The first little place that we explored was called the Spice and Tea Exchange. This was actually not the first time that I had been in this type of business. I had actually went for the first time in Florida and fell in love with these two teas specifically. After that, we decided to check out a local food truck called Taqueria Lucero, and it was very, very good. After we all got our food, we hopped back in the car and we headed back into the recreation area so that we could sit down and have a picnic together in the park. After everyone got done eating, we all started discussing how good dessert sounded. It was in that moment that I decided I had to take them to the best place I could think of. Okay, so I love these fried pies. I've been coming here since I was little with my family, and this is all three of their first time being here, but it's the original Arbuckle Mountains fried pies, and it looks like this. It looks exactly like I remember from when I was a kid, which is just so nostalgic.
No, that's okay. Thank you.
Ooh, Caitlin, what'd you get?
Cherry.
So I got blackberry, and you got what kind? Double. After we got done filling up on the most delicious fried pies ever, we headed back to the recreation area where we enjoyed seeing various wildlife like these deer. Once we were done exploring, we decided to head back to the campsite because again, we were losing daylight. Before we knew it, the sun was almost done setting, and it was almost time for us to make our campfire popcorn. It looks so good. And there you have it, campfire popcorn. Now it's time to wind down to a great movie, Princess Diaries. Good night, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow.